Candace is on fire. She is dropping receipts left and right. TPUSA is in trouble, and they are in a panic. Today we're going to talk about Candace Owens, her show last night, Baron Coleman, his show last night, and some of the receipts that they dropped that are quite amazing, actually. And Candace started her show by talking about the definition of a parasite, and then she also dropped several receipts, text messages that were between her and Charlie, and they were going back and forth in conversations. And it's quite eye-opening. So let's talk about the parasite, first of all. This is what she had to say about the parasites. And Blake Neff actually responded to this. So I'll play that in a second.
All right, you guys, I want to talk about parasites because they are fascinating little organisms. They're creepy, but they are fascinating in part because their survival depends on feeding off of a host and causing it harm. And we really think about that existence, not being able to live unless you are causing destruction. Parasites who invade very much like parasites in this sort of effort to drive people crazy.
So this is what Candace had on her show last night, and Blake responded this morning. I know I accuse Candace of projection a lot, but holy cow, this clip is just incredible. Basically, his response to this is, I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I mean, what is that? This is just proof. I heard Tucker, I'll find the clip for maybe tomorrow's video, but I heard Tucker talking about this in an interview not too long ago where he was just saying, you know, the people that are in charge of TPUSA, they are just too inexperienced and too young. He's good friends with them, but even he admits these people are just too inexperienced. They are too green, and it shows. It shows on a daily basis. I know you are, but what am I? I mean, that was his response to Candace's definition of a parasite. Wow. I mean, wow. That's amazing. So getting back to Candace's show yesterday and the receipts that she dropped. Let's
did
take
not
a look.
Apologize for saying genocide is always wrong. Charlie said, good. He continues. I've told all the Jews recently to go to hell who try and tell me to stop. I said, it's unreal. It's an implicit threat. He said, BTW to the flight workout, okay? I was 40 weeks pregnant. He was helping me to find a plane last second. And I said, by the way, you are featured in my Tucker interview that just dropped. I defended you hardcore. I forgot to mention that he just dropped it. He said, thank you. We are on the same team. Screw these people. And I said around the 20-minute mark. And he said, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Very few of us are willing to stand up to the cabal right now. I said, thank you so much for having my back. You know, I have yours. I'm really so disgusted by what they did to you. Years of service to the pro-Israel cause, and no one cares, treating you like you are only as good as what you can do to them. The plane worked out great today. Thank you so much. It made all the difference. This pregnant, LOL, I'm literally 40 weeks. And he wrote, absolutely, we are on the same team. People are waking up, and it is finally happening. He continued, it is so transactional. I am repulsed by it. For years, I was called a shill. And now they say, I am a Hamas agent. Screw them. The game has changed.
It's incredible how TPUSA has just completely tried to take over the narrative, and they've tried to project an image of Charlie that is just not true. And they knew that it was not true. They know it's not true. And all of the people that are pushing this narrative that Charlie was a certain way, that he supported certain people, that he supported certain causes, unwavering, and that he was a staunch supporter, all this stuff that they're saying doesn't appear to be as accurate as they're saying. So they've just absolutely taken his memory and they've tried to shape it into their own, something that will help themselves, which is indicative of everything that they've done since his passing. Every single thing that they've done along the way has been to take over his company, to change the narrative, to change what he wanted, what he was in the process of doing. They've changed that, and now they're just going in their own direction. And they're trying to say that that's what Charlie wanted all along. So I find that quite off-putting. That's quite disturbing. Let's take a look at the next clip here I have. This is from Baron Coleman's show last night. And he was also on fire. He was dropping receipts left and right. I don't know where he comes up with the information that he does. He is one heck of an investigator. And he must have some really good contacts by now, too, because he's really pulling out the proof that and the things that we really need to see. Okay, this is him talking about a typo, maybe. Blake Neff made a typo, and he accidentally put an extra O in conspiracy, which turned it into coonspiracy. So let's take a listen.
Conspiracy slop. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after you post something to X, you have two options. At any point, you can delete it. You can remove it. But within 60 minutes, you can correct it. So, for example, if you meant to type conspiracy slop, you would type that out, and then you publish it, and all of a sudden people are like, Blake. You said conspiracy slop, and that sounds really racist. You go, oh my gosh, you're right, that does sound racist. I should change that. And you would take one of those O's out. Maybe the first one, maybe the second one. Doesn't really matter. Just pull.
Now, I checked on Blake's X feed, and as of about an hour ago, it was still up. Now, I'm looking right now, and I don't see it. So maybe he's finally taken this down, but that gives it more than a day that it was up. And, or, a long time. Let's just say overnight. But I just can't find it right now. So I think he might have finally taken it down. But this is pretty bad. And I actually had an image of his post right here, but since it's gone, I didn't save it. So sorry about that. As far as the other receipts, the really important ones that Baron dropped yesterday, this has to do with advertising, and not only advertising, it goes way beyond that. He's talking about a coordinated effort between podcasters to get a certain message out. And these podcasters are well known, and they have millions of followers. Benny Johnson, Jack Posobiec, many others that have lots of followers, and it's now been proven that it would be one thing if they were just passing notes behind the scenes and saying, okay, hey, let's report on this. And then they have the topic of the day or the topics they're going to cover that week. That'd be one thing. But it's another thing entirely to be paid by an organization to put out certain messages. And that goes to all of the top podcasters out there. And you hear many of them saying the same thing. And it's very suspicious. And this used to be a technique that we would notice a lot on the left, that they would somehow seem to all have the same message. CNN, ABC, CBS, they would all have the same message, the same words, even the same words. And now, come to find out, people that are supposed to be on the right now are doing the same thing, and but it's not just, like I said, not just passing a note to each other so you all know what you're going to report on. This is getting paid by an organization to put out a certain message. Let's take a listen.
Partners. Bridges partners. We've heard the joke often about the $7K per month or per post or whatever. Here's where it comes from. This is where that came from. Let me zoom in because you guys complained I wasn't in tight enough last time. This is where that came from. You'll see the invoice right here. So this is the invoice for the Esther Project. The Esther Project. Influencer campaign. Initial payments for production and influencers. Concept development with each influencer. Begin matching with Israeli content partners and writing initial post. $60,000. They're paying influencers to write posts. Development phase for influencers in production. 5 to 6 influencers begin creating content. Begin onboarding additional influencers. Post volume approximately 25 to 30. So 30 posts net $140,000. And they say that the podcasters are making too much money.
That's the truth. Oh my God. Can you even comprehend what he just said? $140,000 for 30 posts. Unreal. But now it gets even better because they list they list the names of the podcasters out here, and we're going to take a listen to that. Let's hear a little bit more about these programs.
And notice who's in here. Benny Boy Johnson. Look at that. Here's 24 straight minutes of Democrats denying election results. Why didn't the Republicans DA prosecute them? Clay Travis. Here's 24 minutes of Democrats denying election results. When will these crimes be prosecuted and all these Democrat politicians be arrested? Libs of TikTok. Here's 24 straight minutes of Democrats denying election results. Whatever you do not share this. They're bragging. And then they have all these different examples of all these different stories. This is why it looks that way. This is why your social media feed looks the way it looks. This is why you scroll and you say, why are 10 people talking about this today? They're bragging. It's an advertising campaign.
That's right. Baron's great. Such an inspiration. I've been listening to him since the beginning, and he's outstanding. So so again, it was another company, and they're actually using that on their page, on their website, to promote their services. They're bragging that they have Benny Johnson saying this stuff, and those other people that he mentioned, and that is not good. That is not good, especially if they're not disclosing that they're getting paid for something. So I don't know if there's some tricky, sneaky way, like if you're uploading a video to YouTube and you check the box that says, are you being paid by anyone to do this? If you say yes, but then you don't do anything else, like you never tell the public or you never put anything in the video that says this is a paid announcement or something, is that a loophole? Is that a way to get around it? I don't know, but I know it looks really, really bad. I know it looks bad. And especially if you're going to receive those kinds of funds and that amount of money to push a message and just act like it's just casual. This is just my opinion. I couldn't imagine being paid to say something on this channel and just not tell anybody. I just, it's so wrong to me, so wrong on so many levels. All right, let's go to the next clip.
But did Benny Johnson disclose he got paid for that tweet? When 40 people the night of the White House Correspondents' Dinner all tweeted about it's time to build the ballroom, did any of them disclose having been paid for that? Shouldn't they? If I take an advertisement from a beverage company, some energy drink, and I tell everybody how great the energy drink is, if I don't disclose that I was paid for that tweet, that's a violation of the terms of service. I could be kicked off for life. I could be demonetized and banned from X for doing that. YouTube, same thing. I jokingly talk about goat water all the time. It's great. If goat water ever started paying me and I didn't tell you and I kept just the shtick up, I love goat water. Goat water is the best. Everybody should go buy goat water. If I got paid any kind of remuneration at all, say that right? Any kind of money whatsoever coming in, any kind of compensation, they sent me free bottles to try. If I don't disclose that, I could be kicked off the site.
And I think that's the way it should be. I think that's a very good point. And we shouldn't be accepting money to put out a message like it's your opinion. There's a reason why newspapers have a separate opinion page. They're not allowed to put their opinions in the rest of the news or in advertisements. They're all separate. Advertising, news, and opinion. They should all be separate. Let's just say that. And just to cap it off here, here's Baron's take.
Exact same thing everybody else said. Benny, that's not a compliment. That means you're a hack. It means you're a paid hack.
I love that. I love the energy. Paid hack. Okay. Wow. It's amazing that I'm even making this video. I listened to Benny for a long time, and I really thought because of his coverage of the Einstein files, and he just really genuinely seemed like he was trying. But now when I see all this, and when I heard him say, "Oh, it's absolute proof I saw with my own eyes that Tyler Robinson did it," I lost the respect. I have to unsubscribe now. I just have lost it, and that's just the way it is. So I would like to know what you think. Please leave me your comments and let me know what your opinion is on all of this stuff. I think this is really important, and I think that we should be talking about it, just like Charlie Kirk would have wanted. And that's what they love to say, isn't it? But that's what he did. He did ask questions, and I think we should do the same. So like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing, and I'll continue to make videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.